What's up, Blue Chips? It's Monday. Guess I should clear my throat before I do this. It's Monday, October 21st. Let's see if the market has anything for us today. Let's get to it. How's everybody doing this morning? Sorry if the TV is a little loud. I can't really do too much about it. I guess I could. Just trying to keep the kid a little occupied. He's being a little feisty this morning, so yeah, might have to deal with that a little bit. Hope everyone had a great weekend. We have about 4 minutes exactly here to the bell. Constantine, how are you? I was going to say good morning, but it's good evening. You catch me off guard with that. So, not really too much on the watch list this morning. Because I don't have a watch list. But yeah, just going to be looking out for those scanners, see what they want to do. Take a look at the SPY. I know we're sitting right around 300. Got a feeling we're going to hit that today. We've been trying to get up there ever since the 17th, earlier last week. I guess that's late last week, but looks like we tried to dip down, got bought back up, and I think we're going to go ahead and strive through. We're going to try to get through that key 300 area. Looks like 325 was kind of the area, 320. So we'll see. Just really looking for the market to pick back up. Today is the big earnings day. We are excited. Hopefully all the volume starts to pour back into the market. Last Thursday and Friday, we actually had some good moves, so we're pretty happy about that. But yeah, sitting here Monday morning, a lot of people, I think, are waiting for these earnings after today. So we might have to be pretty patient today, but I think after hours today is going to be very active. And then tomorrow, I believe, is when things are going to start to pick up a little bit. So it's kind of what we're going for. As you notice, we are still on Sterling. If anybody doesn't follow Patrick Wieland, and you were here Friday night, we were going to do his Battle Royale for the chance to win $2,000 this week, but apparently it has been postponed or canceled, whatever you want to call it. He said there was an issue with people previously using the DOS demo, and so they had to pretty much call in or do the live chat, which is what I did, to get that reset. And I had no issues doing it. It took me about 5 minutes to get it reset, but apparently a lot of people were complaining that they couldn't figure it out. So that was the reasoning supposedly for the postponement, but I think one of the bigger reasons was that not a lot of the bigger channels decided to enter. So I think the turnout was a little bit lower than he had anticipated, and I think that was pretty much the main reason for it being postponed or canceled, as I think he really wanted the bigger channels to be involved. But I think the whole DOS issue was more of just an extra reason to go ahead and postpone it. So yeah, that's kind of where that stands. So we're on the real account, planning to make real trades today. And we're not on the demo account for the competition, just so everybody knows that. Real quick, let's pop over to my scanner screen. I did one thing over the weekend. I know a lot of people had been asking. I got to get rid of myself here. They had been asking how I determine my entries. Well, I kind of came up with a system. Basically, it is your max risk, and then you divide that by the initial move. And I kind of came back here as an example. Actually, Durham was a better example. They're both pretty good examples. But the move itself, we calculated from here, which was around 675. And when we entered, it was around 775. So that was a point. So we would go up here to, I guess you couldn't see me doing that, but a point is here. So that would mean we'd start with 100 shares, assuming that with the point move, we'd be looking for about another 50 cents to come out of the move, which is about what happened. So that's kind of what we're shooting for with a new little timetable. I am switching back to DOS at the end of the month or beginning of the new month. So November, I'll be back on DOS. I'm not a huge fan of Sterling, and just going over there to DOS for even the day to mess around with it, I was like, oh, I miss this. So that's kind of where we stand with that. So there's the bell. Don't really see much going. Right off the bat, BIMI and SES, I think, are getting nailed. BIMI actually tried to run in the pre-market a little bit. Didn't know that. Wasn't really paying attention. SES, just getting nailed. What's wrong? You want to get down again? Of course. COTY. Yeah, go ahead. You can play with it. It's all yours. So we see Pets is moving. Pretty sure you have to say we don't have shares on that. It's a lower float, 19 mil. Obviously, we don't have shares in any of this. SES is still an SSR anyway. It's not really getting any volume anyways. COTY. Do have shares there. No volume. That was like just a little bit of a spike off of the drop there. Let's see, KMT. All right, KMT, that was a big move. So like right here, 28.50 up to 31.50. That's 3 points, right? So we'd be looking for that initial move right there of 3 points. So if we were to enter this, we'd be looking at 35 shares as a starter, just to really kind of help ourselves out. And then we'd be looking for it to move another 1.5 points. Still wish I knew what these random ass lines were. I think I'd figured them out. I think it's like the previous day's something, but that wouldn't make sense because actually that doesn't make sense. I don't know. We'll figure it out at some point. Let's take a look at the daily here. So up there towards 34, 34.50. Kind of ran right into this resistance. Looks like it's getting shoved down now, so blah. What's the float on this? 80 mil. Thing really kind of moved. I feel like these are the moves we're looking for, just not as low of a float. In reality, we probably wouldn't have traded this anyway, even if we were staring at it when it happened, simply because I just don't like how close it is to here. I would like that extension. Kid's obsessed with this little lawnmower. Back to the daily on this one. So where do we... Okay. I was wondering where we got that line from. Okay. What's up, Mr. Gifford? How you doing? Marketing. I saw your question about DAS. I was kind of me saying hi when I answered it, but hi to be official. PINS. Kind of moving a little bit. Not a huge fan of the daily here on pins. And look at this, this could really squeeze. It's been holding support here. So this looks more like a long. The only way I would really get into this is if it really extends itself over this area here. Move started here at 70, 25.70. So we'd want it up near 27. It's like a 1.5. So we'd be looking at like 65 shares to enter. This one is just Crazy. Look at the spread on this thing. I'm going to stay away from KMT. I'm not looking to get into something like that this morning. It looks like it's getting rejected anyway. Anytime you have like a pretty constant 20-cent spread, it can be hard to trade, especially when it's only a $30 stock. HAL. Just kind of saw that sitting over here on the scanner. Kind of in a weird spot here with it. This is another one. I mean, it's a little extended from, it's not like sitting at support. There's really nothing to kind of go off of here until 22, this 22 area. I mean, I guess you could kind of use right here, 21. So that would kind of be what you'd be looking at. Let's see what it looks like now. The move started at 1820. Just not a fan because it's not, I mean, we're not really extended over any kind of previous highs. So, I mean, this area, we'd be looking for it to go through here and extend itself. And then if it does do that, up to like 1950, we'd probably be interested. But 1920, so we'd probably start this around 100 shares. It's an interesting move. There it goes. All right. See if we can get up towards 1950. I went right through. We got 47.5 there. Look at this thing. All right, so we start with 100. We'd be looking for like 75 area. We added there 79. Jeez, look at this thing's just going. What's our average here? 63. And daily is not horrible. It's not too great either. There we go, coming down. See if we can get back down there towards 50. Ultimately, we'd be looking for this area here at 1925. Might have to, I don't want to switch this to a 1-1-1-1, but just the way it kind of went up against us there, kind of got in a little early. Hopefully we can get a flush down here towards 1950. Put 100 out there at 55 if we get the quick little flush. Yeah, I got the 57 there. There we go. Got half out there at 55. See if we can continue. Push a little bit more. There we go. We're going to take another half there just to be safe so we don't bounce. I was hoping we got the push down into the 30s there real quick, but I didn't want to chance it. So now we're just risking high a day on the last 50 here. We're going to try to let these ride down there towards 1925. Put them at 1930. Actually, we'll put them at 32 because we keep getting shortchanged. Can't tell you how many times I try to get super close to that previous resistance line, and we always miss it by a couple cents. Derm. Trying something here. We traded this on Friday. This is where I wish I had OCO orders, because I would have obviously just put in a stop too. What's the high? 88? Yeah, 88. See if we can get that push down. Let's say I just saw NTRA. Somebody else just mentioned it too. All right, so initial move started down here, 38.80. So it's almost a 2-point move there. I'm not a big fan of the spread. All right, this is starting to go against us a little bit. Let's get a stop ready just in case. Put it at 89. Well, I'll pretty much make it a break-even trade if it wants to come up there and hit us, which would suck a little bit, but trying to be patient here. We tend to leave a lot of money on the table by not being patient. First green day question mark? What do you mean? Oh, like first green day on the daily? I'd have to check again. We'll take a look. So if this gets above 60, we'll go ahead and cancel this order and put in the stop just in case. There it is. Just kind of watching. No need to put it in right away. Just hoping this is kind of like a sloppy seconds. Say ultimately we're looking for 50 to fail again, and hopefully we get a nice little sell-off. But if it gets bought up again after it goes through 50, we'll look to just get out, because there's really no reason to sit around and let it kind of do its thing. I mean, honestly, right now, I feel like I'd want to get out over 69, because if it gets back above there, we'll do 73. So we're basically moving our stop down because now it's set a lower high. So there's really no reason to risk more than you have to, because if it gets above this lower high, the odds are it's trying to go back towards high of day. So why let it, right? Hopefully we can get a flush down here under 50. Just in case it wants to squeeze, we're going to go ahead and put this in though. And then hopefully we'll get the flush under 50 and get down there towards 32. Excuse me. pretty happy with the trade overall. I mean, we followed a plan, and the plan's going to be a green trade. It's just a matter of how big. I mean, we still have VWAP all the way down here. We have that previous resistance from Friday right here. So that's kind of what we're looking for. There we go. All right, so let's put that order back in at 32. See if we can get hit. Just looking for that quick sell-off. We got down to 37 here. I didn't realize we got that close. That's frustrating. So I said we always seem to miss it by pennies. If I was actually looking at it then, I probably would have taken it because it's, again, I don't really like to fight over pennies. Not with smaller share size. It's not really worth it. Trying to be patient here. I'm so impatient because I'm like, oh, it's just hanging here at 50. There, it's back above 50. It's always I get faked out with that so many times where I'm like, oh crap, it's back above, I'm just going to take it, and then it ends up dropping. So I'm trying to be patient here. Because technically, to me, this is sloppy seconds, so we're looking for this area to break. And we would just be happy with coming down towards that previous resistance area. I haven't really seen anything else going, minus this NTRA, but the spread was a little whack there. There we go, dropping away from 50 a little bit. See if we can get down into the 30s. Part of me is like thinking maybe I'll just take another half here, and then we could like really see if it wants to go. If we can get a flush under 40, I'm going to take half and see if we can continue down towards VWAP for the other little bit. I mean, this really feels like it's going to flush. Got a descending triangle at this point. So I don't want to shortchange myself with 32, so I'm hopefully seeing if we can get a little bit more. Of course, now this is going to make me want to just take it off. $69, so we're looking for 70 there. I got shoved back down. See if we can get back down through 50 again and really kind of finish this descending triangle. Of course, now my kid wants some food, so now I'm like sidetracked a little bit. There we go, back through 50. We just really need to get that nice little sell-off. If we can get down into the 30s, I feel like we're going to really push through. There we go. Come on, baby. This thing just keeps getting bought up a little bit. All right, we're going to take another half there, and we're going to put a stop here at 73 for the rest. We're just going to try to let these roll. All right, bear back. Yeah. Well, that looks like we almost got stopped out. I'm going to get to there. 64. Yeah. That's kind of why we took half there, because that $half was really kind of holding it. And you see this all the time where it starts to curl and tries to keep going. So if it wants to stop us out, it is what it is. But the odds are usually when you get above that lower high, that's what people are looking for on the long side. So if it gets to that point, it's probably going to squeeze. So that's kind of why we have the stop right there. I don't know. Let me look. No, it's not first green day. It was actually kind of just in consolidation for the most part. Does look like we might get stopped out here, though. Just respecting the stop. We kind of had, that's why we took that other half, so it really wouldn't hurt us as much. And then if it wanted to continue, it could. If not, then oh well. But hopefully it gets shoved down, we get under 50, and we really kind of get a move down. Still looking for this previous resistance area, even though VWAP's above it now. Not going to be too mad about the trade overall. Not looking to make my quota for the day in one trade. I'm looking for 2 or 3 trades, but unfortunately there wasn't really 2 or 3 trades to take. And it looks like we're about to squeeze through. Trying to hold it down there at 70. It's going to squeeze if it doesn't. A shot down again. Looks like it just keeps getting bought right up to it, though. And there it goes. So hopefully it gives us 73. Okay. Yeah, we got 73. So the odds are this thing is going to continue towards high of day. Once you break that high there, I mean, that's what I'm going off of. To me, this is the sloppy seconds right here. Not if it comes down, because remember, we're looking for like that bouncy ball effect. So we get the big move, ball bounces off the bottom, and it's supposed to get lower and lower each time, not bounce and then bounce higher. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Even though it might do that, obviously, because the markets can do whatever they want, the odds are what we see usually when it curls back up above that lower high is that we're going to continue up there towards high of day. So just respecting the loss there, or stop loss, and ended up with 14.25 on the trade. So not going to be too upset about that. Did your shoe come off? Don't get scared off my sloppy seconds. Yeah, I actually almost added there, to be honest. That's kind of what I was playing in my head, but I wanted it to go a little bit higher. I was going to add 50 shares back, and it would have worked, but just we couldn't get that 50 area to kind of hold it. Pretty sure these guys are on they're on earnings. They had earnings this morning, so that's kind of what they're moving on right now. But again, regardless of what the daily chart and everything says, when you get these big intense moves like this, that's all we're looking for is that retrace. We're not looking for it to, we're not trying to be right saying, okay, we're going to hit high of day and ride this thing down. We're just looking to hit high of day at the time and get some money out of it on the retracement. That's what the scanners are designed to do, is show you these intense moves so that we can get the retraction before it either, continues to fade or it continues to go up the rest of the day. Constantine, your charts are so hard to read. Can you when you take pictures of those or snip them, can you just do the 2-minute chart That way it'll make it bigger for us to see. Because the charts you're posting, it's really like smushed together. So it's harder for us to see. Speaking of which, I'll take a picture of mine. Guess I don't need to get the top part of that, huh? So it's kind of looking like it's going to prove us wrong here a little bit, but we're okay with that. We followed our plan, and we followed our logic. I can't tell you how many. I would say over 50% of the time, this thing, when it breaks this lower high, it usually squeezes up to high of day, or it'll eventually probably work its way up there. And then if it doesn't, then that sucks to be us. But let's see, 19, 18, 1. I heard the scanner go, squirrel? Squirrel? All right, let me catch up with you guys. Sure Trader used to ignore my limit orders. Never could get fills unless marketing. Then total slippage, of course. Yeah, CMEG does that every once in a while too, where like I'll put an order out on the ask and it won't get filled until the bid goes through. But on that fill, I'd have to go back and watch it. But on this first fill that we got over here, I'm pretty sure it actually gave it to us on the bid. So I was pretty happy with that. Just from watching it real quick, I think that's what happened. You hit your hand? Let me see. You okay? You okay? You're getting taller, you can reach those. You weren't supposed to be able to reach those. I am not in a good place at all on how. Probably we'll have to stop out with -2 hour loss. That's not good. Yeah, I saw your chart. Trying to, I mean, because if we go off of, let me pop over to the scanners real quick to show you. If we go off of this right here, right, that where you got in, the initial move started from 1810, and your entry was at 1890 area, it looks like. So that's basically a point, right? So what I like to do is, if I think it's a point, the odds are, to me, it's going to go at least another 50 cents ish, and if it's a strong move, it might go even more, obviously. But in my head, I'm thinking, okay, it went a point. I'm going to wait for it to kind of extend a little bit more, and then I'm going to see if it'll go another, like, I want it to go another point essentially, but it's most likely only going to go about 50 cents. So then you would have to space your ads accordingly, which here you'd be looking for at least 25 cents, where you were pretty close to that on the first one, but then the second one was really close. And again, when it's making these types of moves, I tend to try to let them finish, and I really kind of wait until I feel the top. That's why I usually, as you can see on the chart itself, I kind of miss the top by a few cents, because I tend to kind of make sure. And then if it wants to continue after it feels like it's the top, then so be it. Did your shoe come off again? Sit down. get the other stuff. Yeah, Gifford. He's posting it in the Team ISW room. Part of the scanner package. There's a group of us in Team ISW where we post charts and kind of go over it. What's wrong? Oh, your foot's stuck. You're being silly today. I haven't gotten up this much in a while. How you know the broker give you to use buying power or your money and how? Well, this broker just gives you everything on margin. What's wrong, bud? You want to get off? I'm so confused. What's wrong? You're confusing me. You want it on and now you want it off? Are you tired? You just woke up not that long ago. What's wrong? No? I'm just gonna let him be for a minute. Let him cry it out. I can show you guys his chart real quick. If you guys are curious. If you don't mind, do you, Constantine? I don't want to show everybody without Oh my. It's like a snowball effect right now with him. Might try some short 54 cents. Yeah, of course we top ticked it so far. It's so frustrating. You need to calm down, mister. Cree. There's so many earnings today. It's crazy. Oh, look at that. We tried to respect the stop. Yeah, whatever. I'm not going to look at it. Getting pretty good at top ticking my my last covers. If you guys are here watching, feel free to hit that like button. Show me a little support. I love seeing them like buttons go up. The likes from the like button. The likes from the like button. And finally, look at that. And it's gonna squeeze right through this area too. Right down to I bet right down to our line here. If I had to guess. Yeah, Constantine, if you go to the chart porn or where, I mean, you can even post it in the general hangout if you want. It's kind of up to you. Bimmy moving again. What if you're still in it, Constantine? You're actually getting getting a move down here. Did I'm curious. I literally, again, this is 2 trades in a row. I literally top ticked my cover. 73, right at 73. I never thought of putting it higher. Like I can't even say, oh, I was going to put it at 75. I mean, the high of this candle was 69, so I figured if it went through 70, the odds were it was just going to go. So I tried to give it a little room, so I wasn't going to put it at 70 because I figured 70 was a definite. I thought about 71, but I was like, oh, I'll give it. It's only 25 shares. I'll give it an extra 2 cents. And yeah. Chart porn. I love me some chart porn. This would be like a blue balls. Yeah, Tom. I mean, it's pretty common. I would say probably around like 60% of the time when it use up like that, that's where a lot of the bullish traders are looking to buy and get this thing to go. Apparently, Bimmy and SES are like, hey, we're not 1 week wonders. Look at this volume this thing's getting. SES doesn't really have the volume, but Bimmy does. It's weird. Did I send that from my other email? Sorry, I'm confused. I'm just listening for the scanners. I had CTL up here. I was looking for it to break that area, but... What the heck? Now I'm confused. I sent an email yesterday, and I know they got it, but it's not in my sent folder. What the heck? Interesting. Frustrating. On to the next one. What's Durham doing? Nothing. Come on, give us another trade. There was really not much to trade this morning. Couldn't trade pets. Pets is that was the 20 mil float, right? Why is this not loading? No, it says it's loading. I am uploading a bunch of videos right now, so my stream connection might actually be pretty bad right now too. Pretty sure that was the 20. OSTK. There's Constantine's chart. In the chart porn in the Discord. If anybody is interested in the Discord, it should be in the description down below. kind of hang out in there all day and chat. Even when I'm away from the computer, I have my phone. So speaking of that, I need to plug my phone in. It didn't charge overnight. Bouncing off VWAP over there on HAL. Turn it back on. GDT was in Cree. That's actually what I feel is a fairly standard play. He likes these ones with tons of air, like tons of stuff in the middle. I know he likes to be part of, try to be part of the trend. So you hit the pop as it's, still part of a downtrend, looking for it to trend lower. To me, I'm not a huge fan of these because I didn't look at the daily, but yeah, that one's actually not too bad. But like if you're near a main support level, it's real hard, and sometimes you just get a squeeze based off of those support levels, and it could just keep going like up to those key areas again. So I'm not a huge fan of playing those myself. Just not seeing anything else out there. Bimmy broke the 8 level. There's a halt. Yeah, I could see that on DOS, but I can't see it on Sterling. The lull, the LULs, the limit up and the limit down, the LU and the LD. I can see it? Where can I see it? Is it on here? I'm pretty sure I've seen stocks halt here on Sterling and I couldn't see it. Yeah, there's pets on the scanner again. It is 19 million. ACAD. This thing's pretty extended, huh? Kind of grindy though. Lots of room down to VWAP. If I were looking for a move though, it would be based off of extension from here, which is what, 41.82. So we would need this based off of how much has moved already, 40 to 42, 2 points. 41.80. We would need this up somewhere near like 42.50 at least. To view on level 2. Let's see. Server stop orders, maybe? Highlight available destinations, highlight specific market makers, view hide specific market makers. I'm here. Oh, I guess, yeah, you're probably on a little bit of a delay. Which one did you say yes to? Because I don't know. Is it the server stop orders? I mean, that's the one that would make sense. If you say yes again, I'll understand that that is yes, the server stop orders. I'm running out of balls, so I'm going to send them another email. Balls, if you're listening, give me another case. I will drink them on stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and eventually every day of the week. Makers. Where you see makers? Oh, specific market makers. So I got to highlight that. Makers. Symbol. What are you laughing at balls for? There's nothing wrong with putting some balls in your mouth. See you later, Mr. Gifford. Have a good day. See you probably Wednesday, I guess. I mean, you'll see me, but I won't see you until Wednesday for the next live stream. Unless something crazy happens. You never know when we might be going live. You just never know. So the symbol end maker is LULD. Add. What's the down one? Or that is down. So it'd be Lulu. Lulu is up, right? Or well, that's limit up, limit down. So this. Like that. Use an asterisk to represent all symbols. Separate with commas. All right. It's going to be in blue. Let me see if I can scroll bar. Ah, there it is. So where's the what's the one for the other side? I forget. No. So frustrating. Couldn't have chose 74. Had to choose 73. Trying to give it room. I couldn't have gave it one more penny. One more penny. I'd still be riding my shares here. One more penny. So what's the other side there? Marketing. Like what would it be if it... Oh, there it is. It just wasn't available yet. Okay, cool. Learn something new every day. See, on the DOS platform, it just does that automatically. I didn't have to worry about it. It's pretty cool. So view, scroll bar. Yeah, I'm switching back to DOS. I like... When you switch Sterling to the classic mode... Yeah, excuse me. When you switch it to the classic mode, it's actually not that bad. I don't know. It's just missing so many things that I like so much. Like, let me load up the DOS real quick. That for some reason is not responding. Oh, there it goes. Oh, I bet it's because I'm still... Yeah, I'm still uploading all these damn videos. Everything's lagging right now. It's almost done, though. Yeah, I mean, like, Sterling is okay, but I really found that most of the shorts that I am shorting, they've both had for the most part. Just like, I just don't think that having to deal with not liking the platform is worth, one play every once in a while. Like, I'd rather just be super happy with my platform and whatnot. I just feel like that's much more important. Log in. Okay. It does not want to let me in. This is almost done uploading, so. Blah. I just have to wait until it's done. What's going on here? 10, 12. Failed to parse MPID server name. Wonder if they disconnected it because they're not using it. I don't know. I wouldn't think they would. We'll just wait. We'll wait until that's done uploading. So I'll keep an eye on it. It's getting there. It's almost done. So we got the VWAP. We almost got to our previous resistance line there, which technically, if you really want to be stingy about it, I went all the way back to where there was an actual resistance, but there was this blip on the radar right here. And that was pretty much what we came to. We actually tried to dive through, but it went right to VWAP. I would never use that for real. I would always use something a little bit more concrete, which was this area right here. So ACAD, just no volume. And it's just grinding away. Did they have earnings this morning? I don't see them on the list. So I could just, let's look at the daily here. So they're just in a nice little uptrend here. There's all these lines. I remember trading ACAD, so I'm sure that's what these lines are from, but it's just weird because I'm pretty sure I didn't trade it on Sterling. So who knows? Who knows anymore? I'm going to just try DOS one more time while we're waiting. No, it's not. Now it's not even coming up. My kid is so damn cute. Just like the kid wouldn't wear shoes like a month ago, and now he won't walk around without them. It's so funny. Like he would literally start flipping out when you try to put shoes on him. And it's so crazy how just a month later, now he won't walk around without them. It has to be because of this. Let's see if I can exit out of this. Exit. Yes. We'll wait for this to stop. We're down to the last 3 things that I'm sending. GDT is boredom trading at this point. You know it's true. That was ultimately a test to see if you were in here, but I had a feeling you were because you're so bored. How to calculate with some shares to enter the trade. The way that I came up with, I'll show you up here on my screen. I put it on here kind of as a hard copy, but this is based off of $100 max loss on the trade. So essentially what I'm getting at is we'll use Hal as an example. I look at the beginning of the move, which we can say it was at 1810, and when we entered at, what was our entry? 1948. So 1950. So we'll just say $1.50 just to go over a little. And I think I actually started with 100 shares, which probably wasn't the best idea, but I kind of just felt like we were near the top just the way it was moving, even though we weren't, because it was kind of moving a little bit slower anyway, and the float was a little bit higher. So I just really didn't think we were going to actually get this kind of a push. So it was kind of nice that we did. Just unfortunate that it didn't end up fully working out for us. Wasn't one that wanted to really kind of drop back down and test VWAP at all. It just kind of held above until going sideways a little bit. It's actually still in a little bit of a descending triangle. But so I just did all that without realizing you weren't looking at my screen when I did that. But so let me go back to the trading screen. So I'm taking the initial move here, which is 1810 from the bottom, and I'm going to where I enter the trade, so at 1950. So we'll just say in the middle of like $1.25. So in the middle of $1.50, probably should have started with 75 shares there, based off of this. And what I'm looking for is whatever my risk is, or not my risk, but whatever the initial move was, is what I'm going to cut that in half, and I'm going to look for that to be the top of the move. So if it's $1, I'm going to cut that in half, which is then 50 cents, and I'm going to look for, on the way up to 50 more cents, to add 2 more times. So from 1950 up to 20, I would have looked to add twice. So we got our one add in here, right around 25 cents, and then our second add would have been at 20. And then that would have been 2. So it would have been a 100, a 100, and then 200. And then so right there, our max loss of $100, if it wants to hit there and then consolidate and then go higher, we would be right around that max loss of $100. So to get how many shares it should be, you take your max loss and you divide it by the initial move. So 100 divided by 25 cents is 400. 100 divided by 50 cents is 200. 100 divided by a point is 100. 100 divided by 150 is 65, and so forth. And now I think this was actually like 66.6 or whatever, but obviously I just rounded to make it a little bit easier on myself. And the odds are, like, if we're in this area, I'm probably just going to use 50 shares for like all of these. And down here, I would obviously use 25 because that's scary territory and most likely like a higher price stock. And up here, I probably won't be using 400 shares anytime soon because I probably won't be trading anything that's only moved 25 cents. That's just not big enough extension for me. The smallest extension for me would probably be like 50 cents, and I'd be looking for that around 200 shares. Son of a... I even have the hot buttons, and I keep going back and forth. So yeah, just real quick. The max loss divided by 25 cents, 400. Max loss 100 divided by 50 cents, 200. Max loss divided by the 1 point move is 100. 100 divided by 150, 65, and then you guys can get this. And what I was just saying is, like, if we're anywhere like in between 150 and 250, I'm probably just going to use 50 shares just because it's a little bit easier and just easier to round. So I'm willing to take that little bit of an extra risk if I have to. And then down here, if we get into 3-4 points, I'm definitely going to be using 25 shares because it's most likely going to be a higher price stock, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's kind of just my basis. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect. Obviously, there's going to be times where it moves less after we enter. We might top ticket, and there's obviously going to be times where we're early and it moves more. But this is just a guide. It's a guide to really kind of, and it's just, I've back tested this a little bit, and I've found that that's usually how it works. If we're pretty patient and we get a play off the scanner, we pull it up, we wait a little bit, and we enter. So like in this case, it was 1950. Based off of 1810, that's $1.40. So we're in this range. I ended up going towards the higher end of my range for risk, just kind of assuming that we were looking pretty good. We were looking for it to just kind of come down to this 1925 area for pretty much a scalp is all we were looking for on this one. But it decided to continue. So we got our add in, and if it wanted to continue anymore on the same move, look how extended that would have looked if we got up there towards 20. We would have looked to hit it again. Looking for this move here. And then we would have scaled out exactly like we did, just a little bit higher, most likely. So, God, son of a... Again, so 1810, right off the scanner, we would have been looking at this entry here at 1950. We got in, so it's $1.40. It's because I'm going back and forth between... my little chart up there and the chart. So if move 1 point, you enter with 100 shares. Yes, that's the idea. So 1 point here, my entry is 100 shares. It's kind of like dummy proofing, so I don't have to constantly think in my head or do any kind of math. I just kind of came up with this chart where it's like, okay, if it moves a point, I'm looking at 100 shares because I'm basing my entries off of the range of the stock, not the price of the stock. However, this 30K buying power area, that's how many shares of a stock I can afford if it's that price. So sometimes I might have to cross-reference because there's times where you'll have a $50 stock and it's only moving a point, right? Or say it's only moving 50 cents. And if you wanted to trade that, I would have buying power issues if I tried to do 112, right? Because if I did 200, 200, 400, that's 800 shares. And I obviously wouldn't be able to afford 800 shares. So that's kind of why I have those next to each other, just in case I have to cross-reference them. Why isn't pets on your scanners? Do you mind giving me an idea? It was on the scanners. It's been up there on the right one pretty much all morning. No problem, marketing. Yeah, I literally from the Friday night live stream, just from some people asking about it, I was like, you know what, this weekend, instead of just having to constantly think about it in my head and whatnot, I sat down and I actually came up with that formula kind of on my own. It just kind of happened and it kind of just made sense. I was like, I wonder what happens if I just take my max loss and divide it by the initial move. And I was like, holy crap, that's pretty much exactly what I'm looking for. And just to kind of give you an idea, like we can use this as an example. So we got in 100 shares here at 19, we'll just say 1950 for math's sake. So it goes up to 1925, that's $25. So if it goes up to 20, that's another $25. So that's $50. So our add of 100 shares at 75 going up to 20 is another $25. So that's $75 we'd be red as we get that last add looking for the top. And then if it consolidates and wants to go higher, the odds are you're giving yourself that $25 kind of leeway with those final shares to be right near your max loss if it gets there. So hopefully that makes sense. So basically you're making your max loss work for you based off of the chart and how it's trading. What? Not 825 would be a 1 point huge intense move. 825. One darn. I'm confused what you're talking about there, GDT. Good marketing. That's what this is all about. Trust me, I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't trying to help as much as I could. Dumplings, babies, and trading. Take 55 EMA, use it as stop, and evaluate your position size according to your stop is my tip. No adding, no averaging, better for back testing. Sorry, your face was in front. I didn't have my face on there, did I? I thought I took that off. Yeah, that's not on there. Again, Christian, there's so many different ways that you can do. I was going to say do trading, but there's so many different ways that you can trade. Everybody's going to have a different strategy, different plan, different edge. So the whole point of like doing these live streams is not to teach you my way per se. It's just to show you my way so that maybe you can take something from it and apply it into your strategy and your edge. I would hope that nobody's going to just sit here and try to follow me because, for one, I'm not. And whoever was asking about pets, it's on the scanners right now. It's obviously not a high intensity number, but it is there, just to let you know. Yeah, that's all we're after here. And we've been trying to do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then we have the Friday night live stream as well. So feel free to subscribe. And hit the little notification bell too, because it'll just tell you when I'm live. You don't have to go searching for it. I always forget to tell people to hit that bell, but I don't know. I'm not like a huge YouTuber type person, so I'm figuring it all out. It's like part of me, hopefully everybody's out of HAL, because part of me wants it to go over 20, just so I can not feel so sad. I've been trading since August of last year. I was about to just say August, and then you would be like, what? But no, yeah, August of last year is when I started. Actually, like the end of August. So we're about a year and a month. Actually, I think August 21st. Yeah, I can show you the exact date. I think August 21st was my first day. Yep, August 21st, 2018. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and put this in there while we're chilling. That's a weird fill. 475. $19.55. 1952. It's frustrating. It was just hanging out there. 1952 again. And 1973. Damn top tick. Yeah, 1425. Correcto. All right. It's pretty funny that somebody would ask me that, and it's exactly the date. You got your blanket in there? As you can see, I kind of deal with some distractions on a daily basis. Tuesdays, I like to call Shit Show Tuesday because I basically get to trade for about 20 minutes from 9:30 to about 9:50 because I got to leave by 10 o'clock for my son's speech, which is at 10:15, which is at a school right around the corner. And then I have both of them on Tuesdays and Thursdays right now. At the beginning of the year, we're looking to send the oldest full-time, so that'll be interesting. We can't afford to send the young one. The idea is eventually, by the time I'm making enough money to be able to afford to send him, he'd already be probably in actual school, like pre-K or kindergarten. Because I'm doing the marathon. I'm not here to pay for my kids' daycare all at once. You are just obsessed with the mic stand. So yeah, that's why we only really live stream the market open Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because I only have him and he's great. If you go back and watch my videos and my channel, you'll know that that's all we do here. We don't mess around with honesty. That's one of my pet peeves. I grew up, I wouldn't say pathological, but I grew up a liar, and my dad is a pathological liar, and I'm sure that's kind of where I got it from. And I ran into some situations where, you realize lying to people is just hurting them in the long run. You can't please everybody, because I was that kind of person. I was always trying to please everybody. So I would lie, basically tell you what you want to hear. And the real big moment in my life was when there was plans for 3 different people where they had all asked me to come all on the same day, which happened to be a Saturday. And I told them that I could come, all 3 of them. And then when the day actually came, I was like, crap, what do I do? So I realized I had to pick one because I was going to go to one of them, but then I was going to piss off the other 2 because I told them I was going to come. Whereas if in the first place I was just honest with them and told them I already had plans, they'd be like, oh, whatever, he just has plans, he can't come. No big deal. But the old me didn't realize that. And, that was kind of a turning point in my life when it came to lying. And now you won't ever see me lie. The most I lie is like when I'm being sarcastic about something, so it's like a white lie, but it's not like, I don't know, I guess the best way to put it would be like real world effect. I don't know, I don't really know how to put it. You guys try the Impossible Whopper from Burger King? I was actually just talking about that yesterday. Yeah, just like GDT said, I haven't been to Burger King in 5 years. The last time I was at Burger King is like when one of my coworkers took us for breakfast or something while I used to work for the government. So that was probably like 7, 8 years ago. Yeesh. And even then it was for breakfast. The only fast food I ever get is Chick-fil-A. Yeah, that's pretty much all we eat too. I eat Chipotle. I love Chipotle. And Sarku at the mall. Oh, my favorite. I just had it the other day. Actually, I had sent, here's a picture. Find it. Come on, I know it wasn't that far. There it is. So right here, this is Sarku. It's just white rice. They put some vegetables, pretty much just like cabbage and carrots and some broccoli. And then they just load up chicken teriyaki. There's the fam. Camden, Braden, the wife. He loves pizza. It's like all he eats is pizza. Pizza? Oh yeah, this is finally done. All right, let's see if the DOS trader will load up real quick after this sends. Not really, Justin. Not really. I don't think that was what they were after there. For now, it was just an extension of a strategy I think was being explained is all. So I hit send on this email and it's like stuck. I'm scared because that took forever. I'm just going to let it go. Just going to let it go. See if it, I'm going to come back to it in like a couple minutes and see if it's, yeah, pets, I don't have any shares available on pets. Yeah, this thing looks like it could go. I would have really been looking for it to really start to extend itself over high a day there. It's kind of messing around. It's kind of grinding. And the volume's pretty light as well. Volume's kind of died down. You'd really need to see some volume come into this and really extend itself away. I'm not short only, but in most cases, yes. I mean, I am intense move only at the moment. I'm not trading support resistance or EMAs or anything like that. So the only real move that you would have seen me trade is this intense move here at the bell, because that's just what I look for. I just find that they're the most high probability setups, so that's what I trade. I tend to sit on my hand. Why is this like not moving? Oh, I'm on the daily. I'm such an idiot. I've been like, I thought that chart was just stuck for a while now. Knife catching? Oh, like playing the intense moves on the front side? Yeah. I mean, some people do call it knife catching. That's why I only short, because I'm catching the knife as it's flying. It's a lot easier. Right? Flying up in the air, it just tends to slow down. If the knife is falling straight down, it then could hit terminal velocity, right? Still thinking about the Hal trade. What would you do in my case when you're at full position already, but it keeps going? It kind of went too far for my risk. No, Christian, that's what I always say. I always say, you do you. That's literally what I always say. You know, we're all going to have different strategies. I'm not here to bash you and say my strategy's better. Because who knows? If you're making money with your strategy, then hell yeah, that's what we're here for. We're all here to make money. I'm not here to prove that I can trade better than you or make more money than you. It's all about working together. That's what we're about here. We're about working together to figure out how to make money from the market. I check my ego at the door. I don't care about that stuff. It's like all these people that go out and they're embarrassed to do things in public, and I'm just like, I don't really care. Most of these people I'm never going to see again, and you know, I have that mentality. I'd rather, like, if I'm with my kids, a lot of people won't have fun with their kids in public, like in a store or something, because they're afraid of other people looking at them. And it's like, live your life, like play with your kid. I mean, you see me in like Target or something, I'm like throwing my kid around and we're playing with all the toys in the aisles and stuff, and it's like, until they kick me out, I don't really give a shit. Because you catch the running gapper on the first move. I don't always get it on the first move. I am actually pretty patient. I like to really wait. As you can see, like the first move was here on Hal, and look where I ended up getting it. I always look for those previous resistance, and I look for them to extend away from it. That's my strategy in a nutshell. So Constantine, it's one of those things where this is where it gets a little bit iffy, because I always tell myself that if I'm in a position like this and it tends to go higher like this, as long as it's a quick move, I'm willing to take on the extra risk, because again, this doesn't apply to low floaters, so I like to throw that out there, but this obviously wasn't a low floater. The odds are, if you get a big move like this again after an already pretty big move, you're going to get a retracement of sorts, right? So it's one of those things where if you start too early, sometimes like if it's going high of day, like where you cut, maybe just cut it all, right? And then look to re-enter. B always says, you can literally, reduce, pause. You can do whatever you want in a trade. There's really no one given way to trade, right? Whatever, if your risk was here and you just got into early, cut it off and look to re-enter. When it's ready to, like, just, you have to admit that you were wrong, admit that you were in too early, and go from there. I don't really have like a definitive answer for you because everyone's going to handle the emotion of where you were at differently. Me personally, if I was in early there and it was still just kind of moving straight up, I'm really not too worried about it. Yeah, we go above max loss there, but I'm going to take the extra risk on. I'm going to get my heart pumping a little bit. I'm going to get the shakes a little bit, but I'm going to hit the button. I'm going to attempt to hit the button and play this as if I could, keep playing it. Because, again, the odds are you're going to get this retracement before it attempts to continue higher. The odds of you seeing something literally just keep going straight up, especially with a higher float and with volume, is not that great. But yeah, if you get something lower volume like this, these could just go straight up. We see it all the time. You just see like little blips, little candles, and they just keep going up and up and up and up. So I like to think I'm a nice guy. You're only playing low flow, easy to borrow, fuck the shorts, but I still like you. I'm short biased, but I'm not like I only short kind of thing. So I don't really, that doesn't bother me. I love the intensity from you. It's nice. Fuck the shorts. That could be on like a t-shirt. What's wrong? Where's your shoe? You lost your shoe again? How come you didn't come crying to me? Oh, you did. You put it right here. You silly boy. No, I feel bad. I didn't realize he had did that. Well, I didn't even see you were saying this. Okay. Hold on, let me. Oh my God! Did you have a little whiskey this morning? Yeah, Kev, I agree with you. I'm reading up at this point. Yeah, it's called I forget what it calls it. The drop, pop, and boom or something. I knew it, GDT. I knew you were a spy. I knew it. I knew it. And turn these lights back up. It means it's after 10:30. Which one can't you handle? That's the truth. GD, this is your only trading day of the week? That kind of sucks. Oh, yeah, no, I agree with you there, Justin. I agree with you there. But hey, to each is their own, man. We know that by now. just gotta let it roll off the shoulder. You can come take care of my kid with all that energy you got. What did you do? Look what I found. What? You are just... He's just so touchy today. You okay? You gonna live? he ever cries too much, all you gotta do is give him some food. Don't cuss, Christian. It's mean. And with a name like Christian, see where I'm going with that? I just want one more thing to go. I want to trade something. I do. I was actually in the mood to have a trade going on all three of my charts this morning. There's just nothing. Nada. Looking at what everybody else traded, How was really the only thing. I mean, KMT, I remember that went, but that thing was like super spready. It popped up over 32. It was already down like around 31.50 when we pulled it up. I mean, look at the move this thing made. It was like a 30-cent spread the whole time. I think that was really the only other one. COTY, or yeah, NTRA was another one. But the volume was really light. I remember that one as well. And then COTY, which I remember pulling it up and not liking it. It's not really what we play. We like that extension from the previous resistance, or really wasn't any extension. The range is pretty small in this too. So yeah, I don't really feel like we missed anything. Go long. All right. You know what? Just for Christian, we're going to go long. Let's find something to go long on. We're going to do it on paper just to satisfy Christian. Just kidding. I'm not going to go long. What is wrong, bud? Look what you did. You just fed the doggies. You silly. You look so tired. Why are you so tired? He needs milk. I'm actually going to go try to lay him down. He just looks so tired. Nothing else is working. I'm wondering if he didn't sleep well. My wife usually tells me if he didn't, but this still hasn't sent. No. I'm so scared to refresh. I'm going to refresh. Bucket. Maybe it'll save it as a draft. I'll be right back. Oh boy. I don't know what that was all about, but he was super tired. ONTX? What about ONTX? Why can't you trade there? GDT work? Just that kind of sucks. 4 days. It's gonna be 6 days technically. What about ONTX? No. What? I'm confused. What do you see here? Anybody have any questions? Any comments? Any concerns? I was gonna say, really nothing going on here. Just a typical coming up on lunchtime Monday. If you guys are really interested, come back and watch the close today. There's going to be tons of earnings today. Let's look at some of the what are some of the big ones after the close. Red Hat, TD Ameritrade is going to be one that's going to get some volume and move around. I like to trade these on paper just for fun, but apparently Sterling doesn't. I don't know. I couldn't figure out how to trade after hours on paper, so I won't even be doing that. Kaiser. Oh, no, that's not the same Kaiser that I thought. I don't really recognize most of any of these. Overstock will be one. Del Taco. That'll be another one. That one might not get as much. Euros. Pretty sure we don't have shares on Euros. No. That's it. AAPL, Mr. Apple. Over 240. Is this one of them? Let's take a look. Yeah, one of those plays. So you'd risk off of 239.10. Let's see. $239.10. So we'll do 238.99. Entry is, what's high day here? 240 on the dot, so 241. So 50 shares, right on the dot. Can you even afford 50 shares? It says 11,000, so we should be able to. Oh, there it was, 240. Just for fun. Oh, it already got away from us. Sons of a biatch. See if it comes back down. Maybe we'll take it just for fun. See if we can get it closer to 240. Because the idea is you put a stop buy order in there right at 240 and 1 cent. And your final take profit, you'd be looking for 245.02. So it's got a ways to go. Still has a ways to go if you're doing the old 2-to-1. See, it happened so quick there. This is a 30-minute chart, and of course it happened in the 1 minute that we were trying to figure it all out. So let me just out of curiosity. I mean, that should be times 240. 12. Yeah, so we would have had enough. It's kind of a bummer. Looks like it would be a longer trade. It definitely has room. Actually, let me take a look at the daily. So on the daily, it's actually busting through some resistance too at this 238 area, which is pretty much where the stop was originally. Oops. So for anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about, Jared over at Live Trading, I've just been taking a look at his strategy, and the reason is because I play these intense moves up looking to ride them back down, and I usually cut at high of day if it gets there, right? If it doesn't work out kind of thing, usually I'm looking to cut at high of day. Well, little did I know that there's a whole group of people out there that are entering right there. So it just kind of intrigued me, like we were talking about earlier. It's nice to know what other people are doing. It just intrigued me that, hey, people are actually entering positions where I'm exiting my position the other way. So it's like there could be a possible like reversal type play there if it fits the criteria. It could just be something that you look to play normally. And so I've just been paying attention to them. And if I do play them, obviously I play them on paper. I don't play them for real. Kevin's actually making me crack up right now. It's pretty funny. Yeah, I agree, Tom. As you can see, it's working. Look at it. There it goes. It's a good call out there. You know, I actually meant to check. I need to... Let me see. I'm curious if maybe they even played that. I thought you said fuck shorts. Make up your mind, man. Make up your mind, Christian. Where? Oh, well. We'll keep an eye on it, though. Yeah, GDT, I think I'm right behind you. I think I'm going to start making some lunch. Well, if you short, do it with the trend. No, it's not how I do things. I'm not a trend follower. Actually, pun intended. See, I impress myself every once in a while. I don't mind going with the trend on some cases. Like if on the daily, the overall trend, like let me see. So like this. So the overall trend is down, right? I mean, this gapped up and is having a good day on earnings. But if it's doing this and then it pops up in the middle of the day, you know, I'm looking for these key levels to short into. But in the intraday, I'm looking for big moves. And I'm looking to short those big moves because the odds are the more intense the move, the weaker the trend. The quicker the move, the stronger the move. No, the quicker the move, the weaker the trend. It's not stronger because it wouldn't be strong because it's too quick. You can back test this all you want, but when you see these big moves all at once, you almost always have a nice retracement before it continues if it wants to continue. Like even here on Apple, if we go to the intraday, look, well, I mean, this wasn't really a big intense move. It was more of a grinder. But to be honest, I mean, just out of curiosity, let's take a look. I don't know where these freaking lines come from, but so 238. So we'll say this move started at 237, and we would have looked to get in somewhere on this candle. So we'll say like over 239 if we were to play this. So was it right around 237, 237.32? So 230. So about a point and a half. So we'd be looking to trade about 65 shares. So as it went higher, we'd be looking for this to move about another 75 cents. So if we got in at 239, this ended up going up to 240. So about a point, a little over the 75 cents. And then look at the retracement we got. So even on a stock like Apple, it still works, right? Because if you scale into this properly and you're full size at the top here around 240, it came all the way down to 238.9 or pretty much 239 on the button. So it came down a whole point, and your average is going to be somewhere up in here around like 239 over 239.50. Yeah, well, that's why a lot of people don't trade that way. So I don't fault you for not trading that way. But let me show you something real quick. And this will be the last thing I say about it. I'm not trying to prove my strategy here because it proves itself if you just go back and watch it. But February 8th is when I started trading this way. So if you look at my results from then, I'm at 89% win rate. So, and I've been starting to not spew, but I've been starting to try and trade a little bit more often, and not try to just be so perfect all the time. So that I was over 90, I was at like 91% for a while, but I was being like super picky, and I wasn't really trading that often. So I've been trying to take more trades to really start to try to make some money. So the idea behind the cuts is, say we get full size here at 240, say it tries to consolidate up here around 240 and then goes high of day. That's the cut point. High of day, but usually it's high of day. So even like here on HAL, I don't know if you were here during the trade, but when I took this position off, or when I took most of my position off here, I had 50 shares left. And the idea was if it went back to high of day, I was going to cut it. But then it made a higher low or a lower high. So this is what we usually like to call sloppy seconds. And sloppy seconds usually continues down further than the initial drop. But as you can see, we weren't getting that. So I took even half of just the 50 shares. And I told myself if we got above this candle, the odds are she was going to go high of day, because that's usually what it does. In this case, we literally top ticked it, as you can see, 1973, and that was our order fill right there, 1973, and then it ended up coming back down, but now it's kind of going sideways in that general area anyways. But yeah, so we play the front, and then if it wants to come down and consolidate and then go high of day, that's our cut point. So that's the strategy in a nutshell. Excuse me. Yeah, it's not just the add, consolidate, go high a day, add, and it's not just add, looking for it to eventually drop. That's not how we do it. Man, look at Apple. Look at it go. It's working. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to check. I forgot. Oh, they had it in there too. Oh, they were in Apple 240. So he was risking off of 230. Where did he get 239.32? here, maybe? Yeah, I'm assuming, I guess they were going off of here. It's 240 by 239.32. The target's 241.37. It's looking pretty good. He took Apple 238.40 right here, I'm guessing. No. Was it on the 1 minute? Yeah, right here, I bet. 238.40 by 237.90. That was a quick one. So Apple seems to be the play today. JPM was another one. 122.70 by 122.38. See, I don't see that. I guess it's kind of, and the target there is 123.35, so they're about to hit that. So they're actually kind of doing what I just explained on HAL, where they're looking for this to basically stop its lower trending. It's because see how it's making lower highs each and every time, kind of like the bouncy ball. And then once it goes above that area, the odds are it continues. And that's pretty much what we were thinking here, but obviously it got denied. And that's why you would, if you were playing that way, like if you were playing this kind of like they played JPM, you would look to have your stop loss right here, which would have sucked too because it got hit and then now it's going a little bit higher. But this was already pretty extended, so, but this was too, so I don't know. Some interesting strategies out there, that's for sure. Well, we don't play low floats here, Christian, so we don't have to worry about that. If you look at the scanners, see the float column? We don't play anything under 50. 50 is kind of what we look for. And Brian, the one who makes the scanners, he's in the process of adding, like as you can see, you can filter a lot of stuff. He's in the process of adding a float filter there too. So eventually we won't even have to look at the low floaters on here. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, what they traded, want to go over anything? Feel free to join the Discord. We actually have a whole channel that I just made that we're dedicating to going over trades. If you want somebody to review your trade, there's a bunch of us in there. Just go ahead and post it in there. Post your chart as well as what your thought process behind it was, why you entered, why you exited, key levels that you're looking at, whether it be intraday or on the daily, just kind of include as much information as you can, and then see if we can help out in any way, shape, or form. On pets, sure looks like it. Got the VWAP fade and everything. I guess this key area here will be kind of what determines it. The pets was on earnings though, right? So I wouldn't necessarily think they'll go away easily. Yeah, pets was on earnings. Might be one of them ones where they just kind of grind. I mean, technically it's still, I guess it's this big pop down. It's not making higher lows at the moment, but it's still technically making a higher low based off of this one. You always got to scroll out some every once in a while. Look at the bigger picture. Oh, that's what I wanted to see if I could do real quick. See if DOS will load now. Hey, there we go. So here's what I like to look at. So this is what it will look like when we get back onto DOS. Oops. I love these charts so much more. They're just a lot more customizable. It has everything that I like. I like the dotted view app. I don't know why, I just do. I like that you can have the previous day's high, like in thicker, like a thicker dotted green line. You have today's high, solid green, and then you have the day before yesterday. So you can really kind of see the move without really like scrolling out like crazy far. That way you can kind of stay immersed in the chart, but you can still kind of see the overall chart. Everything's so much quicker too. Like when you're in a trade, everything happens so much quicker. Like let's pick a chart. What's really moving right now? Active INFY, INFY. So this thing's getting a ton of volume right now. We don't have permission to trade this one for whatever reason. MDR. So this one's getting some volume too. No level 2. Interesting. No permission there either. Wonder why. Wonder if that would have caused some issues with the trading contest as well. Let's see, AMD. We know AMD's always moving. So this looks pretty extended. So like, let's say we wanted to short this thing. Just everything seems to be quicker. I can't, what? Cash account, can't order, what? Can't short, why not? Let's try it this way. What the heck? Whatever. I love the price line. Well, let's try to just buy, even though we would never buy here, but just for kicks. Like how quick it is. I like the arrows. I love the last price line that just goes along. So if I am zoomed out some, like I can still see the price very clearly based off of like other lines that I might have drawn. I just love everything about it. It's so much quicker. I can actually have my hot buttons underneath the level 2 where I like them. I don't need to have them up above. It doesn't squish them like it does on Sterling. Just everything's easier to read. I can see the high day, low day like real easy. It has VWAP sitting on here instead of like on the chart. Just I don't know. I love DOS. It just makes me so much more comfortable trading on DOS versus trading over there at Sterling. This thing is like not moving, is it? Let's buy some more. Not enough buying power. What? Get out of here. But I want to buy. There we go. Let's add 6 shares. It's fun trading on a demo account. Just do whatever you want. Go up. I don't know how these people trade AMD. The range on it is such crap. Would never buy here though, by the way. This is a short 100%. I just wanted it to click up a freaking penny so we could just take it off. There we go. See if that button works. Look at that. Making some monies. Making some monies right there on AMD. $12.06. Basically what we made on our trade today. That was a lot more risk and a very stupid trade though. So if there's no questions, comments, any of that good stuff, I'm probably going to go ahead and get out of here, go make some lunch. I'm pretty hungry. Haven't eaten a single thing today. Pretty excited for this to get back above 73. I'm not going to lie. It got to 72. I'm going to see this thing go high a day. I'm assuming my kid is going to fall asleep eventually. He was very tired. Pull these back down. I also found out a new cool thing that I had no idea about over the weekend. These little lock buttons. Lock. So apparently the lock buttons don't work on Sterling. I don't want to pull DOS up again just to show you, but when you hit that lock button on DOS, it literally locks. So the next button that's pressed on here, it'll load in order, but it won't send it. So it prevents you from misclicking like I tend to do every once in a while. The problem with DOS is that you can't do every single short-term stock. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by short-term stock? I'll be right back. Bimmy trying to go again. And just the look of DOS too. Like all this white. I hate white. Plan. P-L-A-N. Doesn't really have any volume. Be right back. Bimmy trying to be silly. You said there was some stock you couldn't put in the short, but your Sterling friend could get the same stock in the short. Yeah, I mean, again though, it wasn't, I don't know. It might be enough to bother me a little bit. It did for that month, and that was why I switched to Sterling in the first place. But I don't like the platform that much to where I'd rather miss a couple plays here and there for the time being until we build our account and can be on a broker that just has all the shorts anyway, versus continuing to trade on a platform that we don't like just for an extra play here or there. So that's kind of my standpoint on that. You might hear this. I'm looking on how to reheat this lasagna that we got last night at a restaurant.
I'm culinary director for Maggiano's Little Italy. And today I welcome you into my home to show you how to heat our pastas. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways. One is going to be in the oven. And then, even though we don't use microwaves at Maggiano's, I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So check it out and enjoy your pasta.
The oven, man. Give me the oven.
What I have here is our lasagna. I've transferred it to a casserole dish. I'm going to add a little bit of water. I'm going to bake it at 325 for about 30 to 45 minutes or until an internal temperature of 165. Heating in the oven is ideal, but if you're short on time, you can actually microwave.
At 325. That's a long time to wait, though. Oh, yeah. I think we might have to go to the microwave. We're out. I'm not waiting over a half hour. I just can't do it. I gotta go back. I saw it was 3 minutes, but I wonder if they used the container that they gave us.
Heating in the oven is ideal. A couple of minutes to get the center time. You can actually microwave it for a couple of minutes to get the center nice and warm, and then you would bake it in the oven approximately 15 minutes until an internal temperature of 165.
I'm
If
about
a
to just eat
microwave
this
is your only
cold.
option, I would microwave for 3 to 4 minutes until it's hot.
Okay, that's what we're going to do. I mean, I know it would taste better, but... Dude, I haven't had dumplings for a while. Well, like 2 weeks now. Been eating the teriyaki chicken. Actually, I guess it's only been a week, huh? Teriyaki chicken's really good, though. I'm trying to eat better. The only reason I have this lasagna is because we went out last night to celebrate my wife getting her promotion. So it was leftovers. Probably butchering the hell out of that lasagna, but I don't care. I don't care. Please subscribe to my channel. I just lost $200 today. Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. It just every time I see that there's 70 some people watching him, it just baffles my mind. I really need to clean my mouse. Well, just like the crevices. Does anybody else watch Trading Monkey? I'm just curious. I'm just curious of what the appeal there is. Like I had saw that he now has the DOS demo. I think it's for 2 weeks. I'm sure that's what he'll be using. What did he trade? He took 28 tickets, 7,200 shares. I think he's on like his third $2,000 paper account. I don't know. Yeah, well, I don't mean to be rude, but I just don't see any value in watching him. It just blows my mind. Some guys, and again, I'm not trying to be rude, but some other people have told me, and I don't disagree with them, that a lot of the reason some people watch them, it's kind of like if you pull up the news on TV and there's a high speed car chase, you kind of know what the end result's going to be. Somebody getting arrested, a crash, something. But you just can't stop watching until it happens. Uh-oh, Apple's taking a dip here. See if it uses that previous resistance as support now, 240. Yay, HAL is above 1973. I can feel happy again. Even though we wouldn't have let it go back up that high. Your mouse is barking. That would be Rags. He's actually deaf. So like when he starts barking like that, I have to always go like tap him on the butt. Basically, I'd be like, "Stop it." That's pretty good. It's like tasting it like this. It's like I can only imagine how much better it could have been if you took the 45 minutes to cook in the oven. So Devin is in a trade. He's in COMM. He's long at 52. So he got long as this was curling back up. Pretty much the same thing we've been talking about. It's a pretty popular strategy, it seems. Apple looks like it's trying to fail a little bit. Just to make you guys a little hungry. I don't know if I can show this without spilling it, but here's my big old piece of lasagna. Looks like Apple's trying to use that previous resistance. And I told you this is what Hal was going to do. You see it all the time. I just assumed it might have happened a little quicker. That's all. I really need to, I think, just start taking the extra risk sometimes, especially when I'm completely reduced down to like leftovers that won't make the trade red. Just setting it at high a day. Because, I mean, we see this all the time. I did it on Friday, too, with Derm, where I just completely top-ticked getting out based off of something like this, assuming it was going to go high of day. Where if I would have just put my risk at high of day, we would have got the move back down. It's just something that you can keep an eye on and kind of look at over time if you would benefit from doing that. So that's what I put that in my journal. Like I'm thinking it out loud now, but I'll go back at the end of the day and I'll put that in my journal so that I'll know to keep looking for those things. Because now, just in the last two trades, which is a small sample, obviously, it's proven that this happens. Bing. I just got a crown in on the one side of my mouth, too. Still dealing with that. Kind of sucks. It's still hard to chew over there. I had kind of explained it in the moment. I was really looking at this as the sloppy seconds over here. Anytime you have a bounce and then it doesn't bounce lower from there, you kind of lose the sloppy seconds or bouncy ball effect. When you start to go over that level, the odds are the bulls are going to step in and kind of start driving it back up. Which you see, I said it earlier, I would say like 60% of the time this continues to high of day. We just happen to be in the 40% this time where it didn't. I'd rather stop out there and take my profits instead of stopping out at high of day every single time. Because the odds are when you break that key level there, you are going to go high of day, at least to test it. at least in my short experience so far in the market. There's no reason to give back too much just to prove that you're right. Just take what it gives you and move on. Try to find something else. Because that's the other thing you have to realize. I mean, it took, 15 minutes or so to get to this point. So even if it did go to high day to test it and you don't get stopped out, you're waiting another, almost probably 30 minutes to an hour probably to get this move back down. And it's like, was it really worth risking, that for leftovers on 20 shares or 25 shares? You really got to take that into consideration too. What else was I going to do? I had something that I was going to do and I forgot. Oh, no. We're actually coming up on high day right here. Devin's like, I'm in the slowest trade ever. It's like not even moving. Like literally. And we're high a day. And this is why we don't play at lunch, because pretty much everything that makes its moves is really not on volume. That's why we love playing the belt. Excuse me. Actually going to start editing my video here on my trade while we're sitting here. Could very easily take a nap if he falls asleep. Who was here for the Friday night live stream? You guys remember me talking about how I liked Altuve? That home run was so satisfying to watch. Just being an Orioles fan, it is hard enough as it is. But to see the Yankees lose, I'll tell you what though, once he hit that ball, to see Chapman smile like that, just in the spirit of competition, it kind of gave me a new respect for him as a person. Like, to be in such a moment like that, like literally to give up the home run that led the other team to the World Series, to be able to smile and just like kind of enjoy the moment of just how awesome it was. That was just awesome. Like, to see somebody react like that in that type of situation, I don't know. That's the kind of stuff I love seeing now. The respect. Just be like, damn, he beat me, kind of thing, instead of getting all pissed off and everything. I'm pretty excited. I'll be really pissed off if the MLB doesn't make the Nationals and the Astros pitch Verlander versus Scherzer. Like, I would be genuinely pretty pissed off if they don't make that happen. I mean, it should just happen in game 1, to be honest. That way they can actually try to go the distance if one of them's pitching a great game. Because it's like once you get to like game 5, it's so rare that you see a pitcher go more than like 2 or 3 innings. It's crazy. We're not in those like Kurt Schilling, Randy Johnson, Mike Messina. Like, we're not in those days anymore where they just try to pitch a whole game every game. Now it's like, who's got the best matchup? Who has the best stats against this guy? It's crazy. Totally different ball game now. You guys are probably going to hear that, huh? There's a guy on YouTube. His name's Trick Trades. I don't know his actual name, but that's the name of the channel. And he put out a video called "Day Trading is Boring?" ? And I started listening to it. I got a minute and 22 seconds into it. But I mean, he was right. Everything I was listening to, day trading can be boring. I mean, if your setup is not there, you shouldn't be trading it. You shouldn't be trading, period. And a lot of people are like, well, you should have strategies for the beginning of the day, middle of the day, end of the day. Well, guess what? I'm not planning on sitting here all day. The only reason I'm usually still here is because I'm like editing my video for the day. I'm usually done trading by 10:30, 11 o'clock. That's why I got these wireless headphones, because I can wear them as I'm doing stuff around the house. And just listen for the scanners. Just kind of saw that sitting over here on the scanner. Kind of in a weird spot here with it. This is another one. I mean, it's a little extended from, it's not like sitting at support. There's really nothing to kind of go off of here until 22, this 22 area. I mean, I guess you could kind of use right here, 21. So that would kind of be what you'd be looking at. Let's see what it looks like now. The move started at 1820. Just not a fan because it's not, I mean, we're not really extended over any kind of previous highs. So, I mean, this area, we'd be looking for it to go through here and extend itself. And then if it does do that, up to like 1950, we'd probably be interested. Here, 21. So that would kind of be what you'd be looking at. Let's see what it looks like now. Devin's usually bored anyway, but he's like, I'm in a trade and I'm bored. Not even just not in a trade. I'm bored. He doesn't watch my live stream, so I can make fun of him. He was like, I'm honestly scared of her. And he was talking about pets. And I was like, you're scared of pets? Maybe he is in the live stream. Because he responded before I said, unless he just picked up on it. I like to think he's pretty smart, so I'm thinking he just picked up on it. You guys won't even have to watch my live trading recap. I went right through. And just listen to it. We got 47.5 there. Look at this thing. All right, so we started with 100. We'd be looking for like 75 area. We added there 79. Jeez, look at this thing's just going. God, that stupid lawnmower that he's obsessed with, that buzzing noise is so annoying. Sorry for that. I'm sure you guys could hear that all morning. But you'd rather listen to that because if I turn it off, he flips. The quick little flush. We added there 79. Jeez, look at this thing's just going. I guess I should have cut that a little short. We added there 79. Jeez, look at this thing's just going. Yeah, I got the 57 there. This lasagna was good. There we go. Got half out there at 55. Oh yeah, I wanted to watch that back. See if we got it on the bid. At 55. To like really slow it down. Frame by frame, frame by frame. So we definitely got filled at 55 because when I go frame by frame, let me show you guys. You probably can't see this. I don't know how to make this bigger, to be honest. That's right. trying to get the order fill up there too. Okay. A little bit more. All right. So I'm going to click one time here. Well, I guess 2 or 3 times. But look at the bid on the montage right now. It's actually still at 56. Just kind of shows you the little bit of a lag that we get there. So we definitely got filled properly there on the bid, which is nice. We actually got filled before it even showed 55. So that's pretty cool. And as you can see, it drops to 54. There's a little bit of a lag on the platform versus the back-end order. So it was reading that it was dropping, but it just didn't show it on the level 2 right away. It does, I think the ask does drop to 55, yeah, right there. So that was pretty cool. I think that's the first time I've actually seen it work that way, where we actually got filled on the bid like that. See if we can continue. Push a little bit more, there we go. We're going to try to let these ride down there towards 1925. Dun, dun, dun. Delivery. I wonder what the heck is being delivered. My new pooper scooper. I ordered one and we got it like 3 days ago and it was completely mangled. So I had to send it back. Guess I should make sure you guys aren't asking me anything, huh? Nope. Okay, good. A little bit. God, that's so loud when he does that. I guess I need to make sure he doesn't do that. There we go, back through 50. We just really need to get that nice little sell-off. If we can get down into the 30s, I feel like we're going to really push through. There we go. Come on, baby. This thing just keeps getting bought up a little bit. I thought I covered right here. All right, we're going to take another half there. All right, I'll be right back. And we're just going to try to let these roll. And it looks like we're about to squeeze through. Trying to hold it down there at 70. Just going to squeeze if it doesn't. Yeah, we got 73. So the odds are this thing is going to continue towards high of day. Once you break that high there, I mean, that's what I'm going off of. To me, this is the sloppy seconds right here. Not if it comes down, because remember, we're looking for like that bouncy ball effect. So we get the big move, ball bounces off the bottom, and it's supposed to get lower and lower each time, not bounce and then bounce higher. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Even though it might do that, obviously, because the markets can do whatever they want, the odds are what we see usually when it curls back up above that lower high is that we're going to continue up there towards high of day. So just respecting the loss there, or stop loss, and ended up with 14.25 on the trade. So not going to be too upset about that. Alrighty, got the trade edited. Just a matter of adding my intro and outro, which I will do in a little bit. Oops. I see you one time cut photo from your P&L. How do you do that? What do you mean? Just like this? Like do that? What is this called? They changed it in Windows 10. It was just called Snip, but now it's called, maybe it still is Snip. Let's see. Snip and Sketch, or you can just use the snipping tool. So it'll pop up, and you just hit New, and then it'll you just highlight the section of the screen that you want, and then there you go. And then you can save it. I guess I would say usually it's up here. You can save it, copy it to whatever you want. You can crop it, to make it look better, whatever. You can actually draw on it, blah, 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 blah. Do whatever you want. Yep, it's called snipping. Snip. The new one that they just added to Windows is called Snip and Sketch, which is this one. But the old one is Snipping Tool, which is the same thing. It's just like a different box. As you can see, Snipping Tool is moving. And if you use this one, you use same thing. You just hit New, and it makes the screen white instead of dark for whatever reason. But same thing. Just highlight the area that you want, and it pops it up. Just in this one, you can't crop it or anything. You'd have to save it and then use a different... like, you can draw on it, but you can't crop it, I don't think. Not that I know of. Yep, no problem. If anybody has any other questions, let me know, because I'm going to get out of here, do the intro, outro, post the video. I guess while I wait, I can make the thumbnail. Hey man, if I can help teach anybody anything, that's awesome. I'm learning all the trust me, I've learned all this stuff just from trying to do it myself, so it's pretty awesome that I can help others out at the same time. It helps you it saves that step. Hey look, I can even no, because it won't have, dang it. I was gonna say I could even go get the better picture for YouTube too. Because like when I go to the layout that I use to take the picture for YouTube, it doesn't look as good as DOS does. It's look like on the, let's say it might look better on the 1 minute. That was such a good descending triangle too, and it broke it. So I mean, all signs pointed to this was gonna go high a day here, but whatever. I'll stick with this one. Oops. No idea where these came from. What the heck? Like, I don't even know how to get rid of them. So annoying. Whatever. Fibonacci's. Who wants to use Fibonacci levels? HAL. Let's see what emoji we want to use today. Kind of like a meh emoji. Meh. I've been thinking about just, taking my own pictures again, but I need the green screen to really kind of make those worthwhile. What screen? The emoji screen? What is beeping at us? Bimmy. Bimmy, bimmy, bo bimmy, banana, fana, fo fimmy. Where you are working? I don't know if I have that screen available. Why do I have the same trading screen twice? I don't know why. I don't bottom right. I don't have that screen. I mean, I can pull things over. Like, what do you want to see? Like Photoshop? And here's Photoshop. I was just picking which emoji I want. I was thinking something like this guy. Meh. How about one with the cat, the kitty cat? But this is more of like a red trade day with the cry face. Some pretty funny ones, actually. Go with the apple. Monday morning apple bite. Apple a day keeps the doctor away. I'll go with the apple. I like the apple. Put it in. I don't know why it keeps putting that dot in there. I was doing it for each of them, but whatever. I'm gonna make it a little bigger this way. There we go. Come down just a tad. Yeah, so each day I take a screenshot of the actual trade. So you guys might not be able to see that on the thumbnails, but that's kind of the attention to detail that I tend to put into my thumbnails. I mean, it's pretty much a template at this point. Where's the tool that I was looking for? But why is it not the blur tool? Usually lets me brush. Oh, the brush tool. There we go. Oh, it's the wrong color. That's the wrong color too. Kind of looks pretty cool though, huh? Why is it not letting me do this? It's backwards. It's like putting a glow around it for some reason. I was trying to get the edge of the thumbnail to look right. Usually I just do this and it works. So I'm a little confused why it's not working. Black. That's the background. Default. Maybe this is it. Size 80. Settings. Just want a solid color. Hardness. is it doing that? Shit. Now I really effed it up because I don't know how to get rid of that. Does it have to be on a different layer? Ah, see, look, now it's working on this layer. Son of a crappers. But now it's not blending in this one. Crap. It's a brush tool. Now, I literally had no idea how to use Photoshop at all, and I still don't, as you can tell. I don't know how to turn this back to black. And it's not even like all the same black. That's the crappy part, because the black from taking the picture from the trading software is a little off. It's not like a true black. I mean, this is what we want. But we want it to go over what's there. Do I have to like move this down maybe? No. I wonder if it has something to do with the outer glow. But I can't really change that. Like, what if I put this up here? No, I can't do that because that's the actual picture. But if I do that, it gets rid of it. You can see. And if I put... No, see, I screwed it up because I put that first. That's what screws it up. There is an undo button, but it only lets you undo just one thing, which I don't really understand. You can only mess up once and then go back. Oh, maybe this will work? Let's see. Oh, these are just presets. If anybody knows, feel free to chime in here. I don't know what the heck that is. Brush. It's not even let me do anything now. Oh. So it is using, okay. I think I figured it out. Oh, let me, crap. No! No! But I should be able, let's try this. So I should be able to put this on top of that now. Ah, but that's back, son of a... No. What did I do? I don't understand it. It's this outer glow. What if I get rid of it? No. So that worked. But now I don't have my outer glow. maybe just for this one, I won't have it. I mean, I could redo what I have. Let's just do that. Probably be much easier. So frustrating. Oh, it actually... What? Don't tell me it auto-saved this. Why did it do that? I didn't save. Did I just hit yes to save? Is that why it did that? Because I'm an idiot? Okay, so let's try this first. There we go. Get rid of this. Even though I got a little bit of that. All right, so let's go here. Get rid of this. This should still be there. Bring the text. Why did that not work? Get out of here. Why is it not letting me select this now? Alright, I've never had an issue with this before. What is going on? It's not letting me select. There we go. What the heck is going on? What is going on? All right, we're going to X out of all of this. Discard. No. All right, after I figure this out. What was that? What was that? LKCO? OBLN? Both have like no volume on the day. Alright. Alright, there we go. I don't know why it was doing that. HAL. So we're going to have to move this. Let's move this down here. Let's get rid of this. Open this up. Drag this over. Up, down. Enter to the back. Gone. Paste. Good there. All right, let's see if we can do this now. All right. This. Move it up to there. What just happened? Moving this, select. Why are you doing that? Why? Oh my God, it's like part of... so confused right now. I'm just going to leave that. I'm just going to leave the border. I'm leaving it. You know, actually, let's just do this. Just drag this up a smidge more. Come out a smidge more. Come out a smidge more. And come out a smidge more. And voila. Now I don't have to worry about it. I don't know what that yellow dot is that keeps popping up there. Go to that side. Come back over here. Take it up a little bit. Move this. Move it up just a tad. Put this here. Actually, let's make Hal a little bit bigger. Kind of looks like shall. Shall we trade today? I think that's a little too big. So I'm gonna get that a little bit. It's like I'd like to put it over here, but I don't like the that over there. Let's see if we can. There we go. Okay, that was probably the most work I've ever done, except for when I was just getting these all set up. Back to the old. There we go. So we're going to save this so we get a one stock one again, and then we're going to save as thumbnails, PNG, save. This little guy pops up. Okay. And we're good to go. All right. So now, as you can see, there's our thumbnail. Finally. Holy crap. That was frustrating. Should I do my intro and outro with you guys real quick too, while we're at it? There's only 6 of you here to see my mess ups if I do. Clean my keyboard. Let's do it. Why not? Why not? Just noticed that this is kind of popping out there. Back to OBS, start recording. Just noticed the green screen stuff is still in there. Probably didn't matter today though. Alrighty, here we go. Try not to be too loud because the sun's sleeping. What's up, Blue Chips? One trade today on HAL. Let's get to it. Intro done. Outro. What do I want to say for the outro? I mean, I kind of explained everything there in the live trade when I was editing it. Maybe we just won't do an outro. We'll just say, hey, there was a trade. Questions, comments, all that crap. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just do that. Make it nice and simple today. On the live stream days, it's kind of tough because it's like if you guys are paying attention to the live stream, you know, it is what it is. All right, trader. I hate that. I hate that line. All right, traders, that was my trade there on HAL. Really not much to say other than what I did explain in the live trade. So if you want to go back and watch it in more detail, go check out the live stream from this morning. That's all I got for you. So like and subscribe if you haven't already. Always appreciate that support. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. And there we go. Stop recording. File. Remux. Open. Remux. Close. And there we go. So now I can go back over into I hope I saved this. I don't know why this was gone. I really hope that this saved. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. What the heck happened there? I know I didn't close that out. You're telling me I got to go back. Oh my, this is like the worst editing day of my life. Maybe I closed that out by accident thinking it was Photoshop, but it didn't even ask me to save. Open recent. It didn't frickin' save it. All right, well, I'm gonna get out of here so I can go do that. That's actually really annoying because that's what takes the most work. But all right, guys. Well, that's all I have for you today. If you have any questions or comments that you didn't get to ask on the live stream, feel free to leave those down in the comment section below. If you have any questions, feel free to join the Discord. I'm always in there. Always happy to answer questions. Always happy to talk about anything and everything. And yeah, we'll live stream again Wednesday morning. So look forward to that. And until then, I'll catch you guys later.